This world of YouTube, I wanted to go over a serious issue that's been going on here. And of course, before I start anything, of course, Black Lives Matter. But you know what? I also say, if you're not a child molester, if you're not a woman beater, child abuser, killer, if you're not a rapist, if you're not some scumbag that takes a life, mortalize the brain of a person, mental abuse, physical abuse. If you're not one of them people, then all lives matter, in my eyes. There's people out there that just don't set right on this earth. And then you got the innocent and the people that just want to be left alone and do the right thing in life. Man, I tell you, I don't like child molesters. I don't like women beaters. I don't like women and child killers. I don't like none of them people. I'd like to strangle them out. Especially, you know what I'm saying, right? You take a life, man, you're just a sick individual. You rape a life, you rape a child. You need to be bashed out. You need to be taken out. And there's things you need to be done to you. In my eyes. But all lives matter. All the good and the goodness out of people. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to go on saying that there has been rumors, and of course my wife read an article about Irish slavery. And there's a picture surfacing on the internet about supposedly a bunch of Irish people in a cage on top of each other, stuffed inside. So, just a moment. But anyways, the thing of slavery has been going on for centuries. And due to the fact that it's written in the books that Native Americans turned out to be slaves also. There's no doubt in my mind that Irish could have been slaves too. And pretty much Jewish people became slaves and prisoners of war due to the ignorance of Adolf Hitler. Although he wanted to kill them all, still, there's people that other people don't like. And when they don't like them, they're going to put them in predicaments back in the day, hey, to do what they want with them. You know what I'm saying? And being a little part Irish myself, doing my grandmother's side, yeah, I do have a bit of Irish along with Native American. But you see here, there's a bunch of things that say Irish were not slaves, debunked. But how does people know this? Now the picture in the that is surfacing, saying, oh, they weren't cameras back in the day, was one comment. Very, very good point. And guess what? Due to slavery, I doubt there was hardly any documentation or paperwork. Just a friggin' payment, you get your person, and that's that. But the things like the asylum. All right, let's talk about the asylum, because how many patients do you think were tortured back in the day that were not on record? And then, oh geez, end up in a mysterious fire. There's a lot of things on record that asylums caught on fire, burned down for mysterious reasons. And why is that? Because they didn't want nobody getting records on people that got abused. But slavery, ain't probably was no documentation on that. Why would there be? Why would there be? Here you are selling human souls. And why in the world would anybody document that? Whether or not they came into this world with a birth certificate or something of whatnot. And I'm sure they did do books, but I'm sure them records got lost. Burnt. Oh, sorry. And back then, that's right. You could not, you know, say, oh, geez, do a thorough investigation. If a fire happens back then, a fire happens. Nothing, think about it. Just think about it. And if there was any documentations of these people being slaves, Irish, oh, that bloody frickin' that goddamn fire. Yeah, man, you know, the fire over there blew us out. You know, I'm not trashing anybody in the past. I'm trying to make this as sensible as it is in my eyes. And I'm glad that slavery is gone. Goodbye. See you later. But, to say stuff doesn't exist in that picture, mind you, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. Anyways, I'm glad that slavery's gone. Nobody in their right mind needs it. But then again, I can't even say that. Slavery ain't gone. You know what? There's secret. I'm not even going to say that. Slavery ain't gone. Because now you got people working 3-4 jobs just to make ends meet. Especially here in the great state of Massachusetts. So there's hidden secrecy of, hey, you know, government don't care if you pay your bills, right? They just want their job done. I know jobs that I worked at, it got bad, that, you know, they didn't care that I had a job. I won't disclose a name, but they didn't care that I had a kid to take care of, and I was missing out on his life and things and abilities to do things, and his mental health, and I got in trouble, and I did. You know what? Your job or your friggin' kid. And hey, it is what it is, you know? And just to think that someone gave me an ultimatum, and I'm supposed to be, and I'm working 13 hours a day. Hell, I even got called the milkman because I was running late and stuff like that. But you know what? A mind is only pushed to limitations, that limitations could be only, you know, pushed if that person is, you know, got no life. Me, I had a life. Even I couldn't even take a vacation without losing money. All right? You want to talk about a job that don't give you a paid vacation? All right. So be it. And to me, as a white man standing here today, I feel for everybody that has to work 2-3 jobs and friggin', you know, waste their life at work when they have families to be with. To me, that's just sick. It's a hidden industry, as you can see. And when people do start getting big buku bucks, they want their job done. Doesn't matter how late you stay. Doesn't matter where you got to go. You better do your job. I had to go to therapist meetings with my kid at the time, psychiatrist meetings. I was missing these meetings, and the psychiatrist asked me, well, where's the father and all this? While my kid's struggling in school, causing ruckus, you know, breaking things when I'm not home, and just all the unordinary stuff that, hey, a kid these days, you can't help because times have changed severely and badly. But yet, the government wants you to work and pay your taxes and get your damn job done. And when you got a crisis, boy, oh man, this is really even nasty. But, I don't know, man. I'll tell you. Whether or not there was slaves back then, I kind of believe there was. The pictures that's surfacing, yeah, it was probably taken in the no, I don't even think the 1800s. It looked like it was taken later on, but you know what? I guarantee that picture in that crew of people were hidden from society. Oh, and it brings me to this, and I'll leave it at this. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a TV show, a ghost show I watched the other day, and this is just proof, hidden stuff. But I don't know, this one was documented, but hidden. And now the ghosts haunt the tunnels that were made by these Chinese people. And if you go and watch this show, oh, come on. Where is it? Yeah, you jerk. Where the hell is it? Bear with me. Oh, there it is. Boom. Take yourself and watch this show if you can get it. Haunted Towns. Darkness in the Underworld. Tennessee Wraith Chasers head to... Oh, this is the paranormal group. Past and long hidden underground secret. To uncover the darkness, the team navigates a maze of tunnels that led to a mysterious underworld. If you watch this goddamn friggin' show right here, and you see this right here, these are tunnels that Chinese people were brought over. They thought they were going to have a new life in the United States. They thought they were going to get out of their poverty back then, but yet they got stuck in these tunnels and weren't allowed out. And they worked until they died in these tunnels. So what is that? And the only time I've ever heard of this is on this show. Now, I don't know if you could look this up and it comes up on... I know one thing, this TV show will come up, but if you check out this and see if history books erase this, then you know they erased that time with the Irish. They friggin' slaved these people in here and they wouldn't even allow them out. And then these gang members or something back in the day went in there and started fighting with them. Start trying to rob them or something. It was a whole crazy story. But once again, it reminded me of hidden stuff. The asylum, this slavery stuff. You think about it. You think about it. Just think about it. There's more to it than what people think or even see because stuff has been erased. And back in the day, you could erase stuff. You didn't even have to document stuff. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I give a salute to all people who have suffered in racial conflicts with people. And other than that, though, it just disturbs me that, someone had said no lives matter until Black Lives Matter. And that's why I'm doing this video. Someone had said that, and I'm kind of a little disturbed of that. Nope. Because that's pushing it to the extreme. No lives matter until... there are people out there that are running amok. Maybe not protesting, but they care. And they just don't want to get in the middle of, protesting. Because why? Because you still got the bad cops out there that will shoot you. Right, I just watched a cop the other day in a car run over a bunch of protesters because they wouldn't move. So, cops are backing out of their jobs, retiring because of this. Hey, it's crazy. So, like I'm saying, I feel for everybody. Give a moment's silence for everybody who has suffered or died in this tragedy. But to bring it to the more extreme of saying no lives matter until black lives matter, I mean, that's what about these people? What about the Native Americans that suffered? What about, they're saying this Irish stuff don't exist, but you can't say that. You don't know what's documented or what got lost or never even was. That's right, history brings a lot of mystery. And to think this happened, it's like, wow, hey, everybody gets a friggin' turn in life that ain't good. And them people should be bashed down to the friggin' ground until they can't breathe of what they bring forth to people like George Floyd. It's sick. It is, man. It's sick. No. I'm in the mix of writing a song in my head, and it's got to do with that terrible sight. And that's why I made that name. Because when I was a teenager, it was just kept getting worse, especially my depression, and everything to me was just this terrible sight. I just can't get this terrible sight out of my head. And lately I've been coming up with a little, lyrical thing I want to write out and share, but I just got to get it down on paper and get it to the right. I want it perfect because of stuff like this. Something needs to be done. But I think saying that all lives don't matter, that's putting it to the extreme. Because these people didn't even get a justice at all. Native Americans, no justice. And if the Irish, I believe, did get slaved, because you know what? You think about it. You just got to think about it. You were talking about a times that was hidden, secrecy, and even if you did see someone in an asylum or something like this, you know what? You'd be walking by back in them days thinking, what the hell was that about? And it won't come up. It just won't. There's a lot of, like I said, history has a lot of dark mystery. And to figure it out, it's all lost in time. Yeah. So we'll take a little break here. But all in all, at the end of the day, people, and it doesn't matter where you live, how you live, should be nobody's business. Like I said, besides child molesters, abusers, rapists, abusers, all the types of people that bring and people towards racism, also number one priority. You know what? All lives matter besides them. And my point to all of this is now that the stakes is raised high, now that the coronavirus is blooming again, it only leads down to one thing. How is anybody going to get justice? And how is everybody going to get their word across when this damn freaking virus is taking lives, numbers, and not giving a goddamn shit about anything but to kill? And you know what? I wish people would just let this blow off for now. The people are getting charged for this is a good damn thing. Hopefully vigilante justice takes its rightful path in the prison system is right. But also I want to make sure everybody's safe so we can protest better in the future. But this virus, man, is nasty. Everybody's got to beware. You have to beware of this virus, and it's getting worse, and everybody's just jumping into things because, right, I get it, this lockdown sucks. And believe me, someone with bad mental health as myself coming out here with this, oh man, well, I would be protesting, but you know what? In order to get your word across, you gotta play smart, and you gotta let this virus take its course and get the hell out of here. Or who's gonna be left to protest? Who's going to be left to get that point across for justice to be served? It's not good to be 4 feet under the ground. It's what they bury you now, where it used to be 6 feet, because of some goddamn friggin' virus. I mean, don't get me wrong, people. I'm with you all the way. But with this virus out there, boy, and it seems like it's was made, conspiracy theory in my eyes, to take down some friggin' walls of some sort. But you gotta be careful too, people. So I hope everybody slows down until this damn epidemic piece of shit goes away. And then when it's all said and done and we can be back into our normal lives, well, then slam that friggin' hammer down. Get back right out there, make sure you're not forgotten is right. It's like the natives back in the day. Which leads me to another thing I haven't gotten to, but there's a subject out there. Supposedly, Donald Trump is taking Native American land. So, I want to get into that. I gotta pull up an email that was sent to me from my man Boris. And I want to get that in there deeply, because, right, something's got to be done. Something's got to stop. But you also got to be safe. And that virus is not gonna wait for nobody. It's not gonna help nobody. It's not gonna feel remorse for nobody. So please, be safe, take care, and keep your heads up. Because I'm sure something's gonna come out of this. You're damn right. Till that next video, people. Like I say, be safe. Out.